Hi everyone, welcome to Snipe. In today's video we will be talking about the new marathon that Wargaming will launch after 6 hours from the recording of this video. You will have 10 missions, 10 days. By completing each mission you will receive different kind of rewards. You will have to go either through mission for mastery or commitment missions. Master missions will be only for tier 9, tier 10 tanks, while the commitment missions is very hard regarding how is it difficult to grind through the base experience from tier 6 to tier 10 tanks. So it will be a long journey for you guys. So but at the end of this marathon you'll be able to get the free premium tier 8 Polish tank destroyer, which is called the Grom. We will be talking about the Grom in this video, and how is the armor profile of the tank, how is it characteristic different than the Polish tech tree version, which is the Kilana, and we will see is it worth it or not to go through this long marathon. Guys, as you know that the main mechanic of Polish tank destroyer is that they deal more damage when you are in close combat with your opponent and less damage when you are further away or you're trying to snipe from the back. Speaking about the stat for the Grom compared to the Kilana, we see that the DPM is in the favor of Grom with 3129, which is considered the best DPM among all tier 8 tanks in the game. This is to be noted without ventilation, without gun rammer and any skill. But what's interesting is that we can see a huge DPM drop and also alpha damage drop for the Grom compared to the Kilana. Well, both of them has damage drop at distant target or when we are trying to snipe from very long distance, but the damage drop is very prominent with Grom, scoring 782 damage per minute compared to 1400 for Kilana, and at 500 meters the alpha damage will be 200 for the Grom compared to the 350 for Kilana. I forgot to mention that the alpha damage for the Grom is 800, while for Kilana is 700. Speaking about penetration values for the standard round, the Grom has 272 compared to 269 for Kilana. So not that big of a difference, but when we are speaking about premium rounds, we have 296mm of penetration for the Grom compared to 302, I believe, for the Kilana. Aiming time is in the favor of Grom. Dispersion overall is in the favor of Kilana. But dispersion values when moving and traversing the tank is in the favor of Grom. Speaking of mobility overall is in the favor of Grom regarding top speed, power to weight ratio, ground resistance for different type of terrains is also in the favor of Grom. But Grom has 100 less HP than Kilana. Now guys, let's talk about the armor model of the Grom and how is it compared with Kilana. Well, speaking how visually how you can see it in the battlefield, there is slight difference from Kilana regarding the addition of the two angulated plates left and right, which are considered a weak spot when someone tries to get your side or is shooting you from such angles. So you have, when you play with the Grom, you have to fight frontally and use as much as your gun depression as possible. By the way, both of them has the same gun depression, 7 degrees. This is one of the differences from Kilana. And also the second thing is that the grom has this weak side of the upper structure. So the lower part of the upper structure is only 100 millimeter of impacted armor compared to 195 millimeter of impacted armor. But most of the players will think that this is the continuation of the upper structure and they think that it's very strong, but the reality is it's very weak. It is slightly better than the lower plate, more than 20 millimeters of armor. So imagine it as the whole of this rectangle is lower plate. You have to hide it very well behind a rock or something like that if you can. I don't think it will be that easy to hide such a weak spot. It's very weak. Even if you are using, I think, full gun depression, yeah, it's really weak compared to the Kilana, which doesn't has such kind of weak spots. When we are when we were talking about the angulated plates left and right, and even this part of the tank, the same armor thickness as the upper structure of the Kilana. So speaking about the armor, of course, Kilana, the armor is in the favor of Kilana compared to the grom. Has very prominent and very weak upper structure, especially this part of the upper structure. Speaking about the rest of the upper structure, it has 195 millimeters of armor compared to 200 millimeter of impacted armor for the Kilana. So it will be more challenging to penetrate Kilana than the grom. You have to be very skillful when you are using your armor with the grom. Talking about the side, the grom has 70 millimeter of armor, of impacted armor in the side, while the Kilana has only 60 millimeter of impacted armor. I'm talking impacted armor is the real thickness of the armor. The effective armor is changed whenever you change the angle, but I'm talking about the plate, so you will have a clear idea what I'm talking about, what is the real difference, because the effective armor is changing as I change the angle of the tank. But these are the main things that we the grom is different than the Kilana, which are the angulated plates and the lower part of the upper structure. It's very weak, easily penetrated. Now guys, let's talk about how well was the Kilana performing. This is a Tomato GG website compared to, we will compare Kilana to grom. Well, obviously, because a lot of players were playing with Kilana since it has been launched. It was performing on the average side compared with the grom. Scoring average regarding the win rate, the win rate, but the grom has amazing win rate and amazing win rate because it has not been launched. It's all community contributor who are playing with this tank right now. But what I found interesting is that although very experienced players are playing with the grom right now, the damage blocked is actually in the favor of Kilana, as we talked about it in the armor model. Even right now, although the grom has played with very experienced player, but it is in the favor of Kilana. Well, slight advantage, but numbers are numbers, guys. Regarding the win rate, win rate, all of them will normalize because as you can see 282 battles compared to 190,000 battles, so the all these numbers will be different regarding that. Guys, final thought: if you are the kind of player who likes to fight in close combats, well, both of them has the same mechanic, but it's really difficult to decide because the grom excels in the department of DPM but fails in the department of armor. Speaking about sniping, you cannot snipe with from the back and from long distances because you will have a huge damage drop with the grom compared to the Kilana, as we talked about it. So it is really tricky. Kilana is better, I would say, in close combat, but grom is neither better in close combat or in long range. So the grom has to be in a very skilled hand in order to perform extremely well. So that's it for today, guys. If you enjoy such kind of content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.